everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of the Gyan Dive. I am so excited today because today's episode is going to be a special one. This episode means a lot to me because this month marks the 1 year anniversary of my partner. 1 year of laughter, learning, and love that has changed me in quiet but powerful ways. So I decided to create this episode after asking y'all what you'd like to hear me talk about, and all of you said you want to hear signs your partner is the one, real love, not the fairy tale. I have a lot to say about this from my personal experience and just how I felt about this topic throughout my life. So when I look back on the past year, I realized love isn't just about finding someone who makes your heart race. I know, in books and stuff and movies, we're sold the idea that, the one or, the love of your life is gonna make you have butterflies and make your heart race. But guess what? That's not the sign of you finding the love of your life. That's basically when you're infatuated, and it's a nervous system response. So your heart is literally racing because you're anxious. Yeah, it's not love. It's about finding someone who makes your soul rest. Someone who brings out the best version of you, not by changing who you are, but reminding you of who you've always been. And I'm so grateful to have found that in my partner, and this episode is dedicated to him. So today, we're going to talk about how someone who brings out the best version of you, and it's to honor that kind of love. It's called Signs Your Partner is the One. Whether you're in love, healing from love, or hoping for it, I hope this episode gives you clarity, comfort, and maybe even a few "that's exactly how I feel" moments. So grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, and sit down as we chat. So sign number 1, you feel emotionally safe being yourself. Now, I think this is such an important point because I think the very first sign is that you feel emotionally safe. You don't have to edit your personality. You can be exactly who you are. You don't have to shrink your emotions. You don't have to pretend to be easy to love. You don't have to be the cool girl. Just you being you is enough, and you feel safe enough to be yourself with them. So you can just be loud or quiet, confident or insecure, and they meet you where you are. That's the first layer of real love, safety. Yes. If you can cry without being called dramatic, if you can express your fears without being told to calm down, if you can exist fully, flaws and all, and still feel accepted, you're in the presence of something sacred. So I think my partner definitely makes me feel this way. He's never once called me over dramatic or too much or made me feel like that. He's always met me where I was at. So I'm truly grateful for that. And everything in me feels safe when I'm with him. My body feels safe. I feel safe emotionally. I feel like I can say anything without worrying how he's gonna react, So love isn't built through perfection, it's built through presence. In psychology, that's called secure attachment. It's when two people feel safe enough to be fully human together. And that's how I think how love begins, when you stop performing and start being. Yeah, for me personally, I don't think there's been one moment where I've had to perform for him. I think just me being me has been enough, and he's loved me for that. So sign number 2 is you grow, you don't shrink. So when you're with the right person, you don't become smaller to keep the peace, you expand. They encourage your independence, they celebrate your ambition, they remind you of your strength when you forget it. They just don't say "I love you," they say "I believe in you." Because love isn't possession, it's permission. Permission to evolve, to explore, to dream bigger. This past year, I've learned the right partner doesn't fix you or save you. They support you while you fix yourself. I think that's the biggest thing, supporting you unconditionally. And that's what I've experienced through this year. They see the version of you that even you struggle to see sometimes, and they help you grow into it. When you're around them, you feel like the best version of yourself. More grounded, more alive, more you. When you're around them, you feel that's how you know it's real. Not because it's easy, but because it's expanding. I think this is super important because I think the person who's the one for you will help you grow as a person, and you won't have to shrink yourself. You won't have to dim yourself, dim your light. You won't have to downplay your accomplishments. They'll always encourage you to be better and always applaud you when you're doing things. Like, even this podcast, like me doing this podcast, my boyfriend has always been my number one supporter. He always listens to my podcasts as soon as they're released, and he always encourages me to keep going, and I'm super grateful for that. So I think that's another sign. And sign number 3 is that you can have hard conversations without losing each other. As in, you can have arguments, you can have fights without you threatening each other to break up. So, another sign of true love, you can have hard conversations and still feel close. Love isn't proven in the good days, it's revealed through the tough ones. When conflict happens, and it will, do they listen? Do they make space for your feelings instead of shutting you down? Do you both return to understanding, not just victory? Like, is it you both versus the problem, or is it you versus the person? Also, like, they should not be disrespecting you, insulting you at any point. Like, even in conflict, there should be respect and love there, and there should be gentleness, and love. So the Bhagavad Gita says, "He who sees the same in friend and foe, in honor and dishonor, is studying wisdom. The steadiness applies to love too. The right partner doesn't walk away when things get uncomfortable. They stay, they communicate, and they care enough to repair. Healthy love isn't about avoiding fights. It's about building trust that's strong enough to handle them. Because it's never you versus me. It's us versus the problem." Truly. Also, I feel like what a sign of a true partner, like the one is that, like, when you have arguments, because you will, or when you have fights, do you think you grow apart after the fight, or do you think you come closer? Because if you learn how to go apart, like fight, and then come closer, that's, I think, one of the signs of having found the one. Sign number 4 is that it feels peaceful, not perfect. So most of us grow up thinking love should feel like fireworks. Love should be dramatic. Love should be like, all the glamour, all the, the roses and the romance, and that's what love should be. But I've heard this analogy that I really think applies to this, is that when the person is the one, it will be like a fireplace. So it will take time to warm up, but when it does, it will last. Whereas when it's just, infatuation and you go into it quick, it's like a firework. Like, you go in quick and it ends quick. So real love feels like a deep breath. It's not chaos, it's calm. Not adrenaline, but assurance. You feel at peace. I think that's the most important thing. It's not that there are no arguments or hard days, but that deep down you always feel safe. Like, I don't think I've ever had the fear of losing my partner, that if we have this fight, or if I say this thing, I'll lose my partner. No, I know that they're always going to be there. So you should always have that kind of reassurance, that you should always have that knowing that your partner isn't going anywhere. So I think that is super important. I had this conversation with my boyfriend the other day, and I was telling him, the only thing that truly scares me is losing you. How so? In the way where, like, you would pass away, or like something would happen to you. And that thought scared me so much, because I know that that's the only way I'm ever going to lose you, and I don't want that to happen. So I was telling him about that, and I think that's super significant, and that you should have that knowing, You know that you're both still on the same team, and that kind of peace is rare. Sometimes the right love might not look exciting, but it feels anchored. You feel grounded. Peace doesn't mean lack of passion, it means the presence of trust. The right person won't give you butterflies that make you anxious. They'll give you roots that make you steady. They'll help you feel grounded. That's a mark of true love. of you having found the one. Sign number 5, you share core values, not just chemistry. Chemistry gets you together, but values keep you together. You might not have the same hobbies or habits, but when you align in the deeper ways, kindness, honesty, purpose, empathy, you build something that lasts. So I'd say, like, me and my boyfriend are very, very different people, but I feel like we share certain core values that keep us together. Like, even though we're very different, like, I like to party, he doesn't, stuff like that. I feel like we still work because of that. You don't have to agree on every detail, but you need to agree on direction. I think we have the same idea as to, like, where we want to take our lives, and I think that's what keeps us bonded. So, love without shared values is attraction without foundation. When your partner shares your sense of what's right, when they respect your beliefs even when they don't mirror them, when they support your growth even when it takes time, that's when love feels like partnership. The right person won't change your values, they'll align with them, and together you'll grow towards the same light. I think this is super important. So, even if you feel chemistry with someone, you feel like, oh my gosh, like, we're so attracted to each other, like, everything is amazing, we have insane chemistry, like, I think it's important to look deeper and look at whether you share the same values or not. And I think that's discovered through time, and that's why you should always take it slow. I remember with my boyfriend, I took it super slow. I have had a rough past, as a lot of you might have had too, because today's day and age is not the best for dating, which is why I'm super grateful to have met him, because he's truly one of a kind. When I first met him, I was not in a rush at all. I was not like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. In fact, we didn't even share our first kiss until after we become girlfriend-boyfriend, and that took like 3 months or so. I think for my boyfriend, like, he always knew that I was the one, or like, he just knew that he wanted to date me. But for me, I took my time. I assessed all these things that I wanted in a guy, and I think if you're single and you're watching this, it's super important, because before I started dating my boyfriend, I had a list of things I wanted in my partner, and I manifested it kind of. Like, I want a guy who's going to hold the door open for me, and I look for guys who would do that for me, and, like, I would identify those kind of men, so if you have that kind of an idea in your head. And mind you, my boyfriend had every single quality that I wanted in a guy. So if you have that list, it would be good for you. It would be good for you to find your partner. Even if you don't have one yet, you can, like, cross-check that list whenever you meet a person, So I think that's super important. Sign number 6, they choose you every day. So love isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you choose again and again. The right person doesn't stop showing up once you're official. They keep choosing you through misunderstandings, stress, and change. Because love isn't a noun, it's a verb. This is so true. Like, you can never let the effort stop. And that's one thing I told my boyfriend. Like, I think effort is the one thing that'll keep me. I think if you continue to show the person that you love them, even if you've gotten them. That's what true love is. Like, anyone can, like, pull out the big guns in the beginning of dating. Like, they can bring you flowers and take you on cute dates. But the real test is, do you keep doing that as the years progress? Like, say you're 7 years into it, are you still doing the same things, Obviously, it evolves and changes, but some things should remain the same. Like, me and my boyfriend always have date night, no matter what, even though we're, like, a year into dating. And I think that is what keeps the spark alive, and we feel like we're in love every single day. So, the right person check in on you after a long day. They make you coffee the way you like it. They say, let's talk even when it's hard. The Gita says yoga is skill in action, and love too is a skillful action. The small gestures that say, I'm here, I care, I choose you, even when it's hard, even when they don't want to. Love isn't about grand declarations, it's about consistency, and that's what the right person does. They keep showing up. And I get really emotional every time I think about this, but I'm so grateful to my partner, because when I was going through one of the hardest periods of my life, like when I was as I've talked about before, I was severely depressed around this past summer, and me and my boyfriend had only been dating for like 6 months or so. Around that time, I was in India for 2 months, and I wouldn't even want to talk to him at the time. He kept trying. He reached out to my mom. He never stopped showing up, even when I wasn't replying. He was there for me during the hardest time, and he told my mom that, like, I don't care how long it takes, I'll be here for Shaylee. And that truly showed me that he was the one. That's the time when I truly understood that he was the one. So I think this is super important. Always showing up, always being consistent. They bring you closer to yourself. That's sign number 7. So this is the sign that always gets me. When love brings you closer to yourself, not further away. The right person doesn't make you doubt your worth. They remind you of it. They don't make you question your identity. They help you rediscover it. They bring out your best self, not by demanding it, but by believing in it. You start laughing louder, dreaming bigger, forgiving faster. You start healing not because they saved you, but because they made you feel safe enough to save yourself. That is so beautiful. As Krishna tells Arjuna, Udred Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasyadit. Lift yourself by yourself, never let yourself fail. And that's what the right partner does. They remind you that you can always rise. They support you through you helping. You, like, what's it called? Oh my gosh, when you build yourself up again, they support you through that process. They make you want to do better, be kinder, and live more honestly. Not to please them, but because they inspire you. When someone makes you feel like the best version of yourself, that's not infatuation, that's alignment. So I think that's so true. They'll always push you to be better. Like, my boyfriend always pushes me to be the best version of myself. It's not like he doesn't recognize the things that I have in me already, but he always pushes me to be better. And I think I do that to him too, and I think that's a sign of having found the one. Another bonus sign is, like, they say that true love isn't when they're scared, when they want you to make them happy. It's when they want you to be happy. So when their only desire is for you to be happy, I think that's when you found the one. Like, selflessly. Like, even if it means that I will no longer be in their life, they still want me to be happy. I think that's true love. I think me and my partner were actually just having this conversation the other day, and it made me really upset, because he's like, do you think I'm the one for you? And I'm like, of course you are. Hello? Like, you're my soulmate. And he was like, are you sure? Like, what are the things you want in an ideal partner? And then I listed them out. And he was like, oh, I'm not that. And I'm like, yes, you are. You're, like, literally 80% of that. And he's like, but I'm not all of it. And I'm like, so what? He's like, then I think maybe I'm not the one for you. Like, maybe someone else is better suited for you. And I was super upset by that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you are the one for me. Hello? Are you blind? Like, I think later on he apologized, and he was like, I just said that because I want you to be happy. And I'm like, I am happy. Hello? Just don't say that. But yeah, I think that's so true. Like, the person just should want to see you happy no matter what, you know? I think a bonus sign is that all your friends say that he's amazing. Like, he's basically the person they compare all their people to, like, who they look up to. And I think for me, all my friends loved him. Like, all my friends were like, oh my gosh, he's an amazing guy. Like, what are you doing? One of my friends jokingly said, like, if you don't want him, pass him on to me. Like, yeah, so all my friends look up to him because he's truly one of, you know, the best partners I could have ever had. And honestly, I don't even know how this happened. I always believed in true love. I always believed in the one, but I never knew it would come like this, you know? So it's crazy. And I think another sign is just, like, from my personal experience, everyone says you know when they're the one, and I agree with that. I truly, like, had a feeling since the day I met him that he's different, that he's the one. And right now I have that feeling that, like, he's the one. Like, nothing can shake that. And it's just a knowing. It's a knowing that you have. And he had that too. So if you have a knowing, that's the last sign that the person's the one. So as I reflect on 1 year of love, I realized something simple yet profound. Real love doesn't change who you are, it reveals who you are. It's not about finding your missing piece. It's about finding peace within someone who mirrors your growth. So how people talk about, oh, your person's your other half? I don't think that. I think you're a whole and your partner is a whole, and you come together and you complement each other. You don't complete each other. It's how they calm your chaos, how they hold space for your dreams, how they remind you of your light when you forget it. Love isn't a finish line, it's a practice. And the best kind of love, the kind worth waiting for, isn't one that makes life perfect. It's one that makes life peaceful, purposeful, and true. So to my partner, thank you for being my mirror, my motivator, and my home. Thank you for helping me see myself through the lens of patience and love. And to everyone listening, I hope you remember, the right person won't complete you, they'll meet. They'll help you become the best version of yourself, who you were always meant to be. Because that's what real love does. It teaches, it nurtures, and expands who you are. This is the Gyan Dive, and this episode is for love that brings you back to yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I would love for you to comment down how you feel about this. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. Comment down below, and just support this, I hope you guys have a wonderful week whenever you're listening. Today's a Monday, so I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and lots of love to y'all. Have a great day.